Did Hillary okay the wiretapping of German Chancellor Angela Merkel's telephones? In this NSA scandal, the Federal Appeals Court has just ruled that the NSA exceeded its statutory mandate in collecting metadata of phone calls made by Americans. But the question looms about the decision to wiretap foreign leaders on their personal telephones. And Hillary has never been answerable for that. Nobody's ever accused her of it. Nobody's asked her for comment on it. Yet as Secretary of State, she would obviously had to have known about it. In fact, there's one piece of evidence that suggests she knew all about it, which is that at the Copenhagen Climate Summit, I think in 2009 or 10, the global leaders were meeting to fashion an agreement on climate change that ultimately didn't happen because China and India weren't going to be part of it. But at one point, the NSA wiretaps picked up the fact that the Chinese, Russians, and a bunch of other countries were holding a secret side meeting to coordinate their strategies on dealing with the main conference at climate change. Now, we know that Obama and Hillary knew about this from the wiretaps because when they got word the conference was taking place, the side conference, they crashed it. They both walked in. It was chaired, I think, by France. And they walked in and took the meeting over and basically ended that attempt at an end run around the conference. But they had to have gotten the wiretap intercepts to know that the meeting was taking place in the first place. Now, Hillary has always had a penchant for wiretapping, snooping, surveillance, and so on. And her recent hailing of the court decision on the NSA really goes quite contrary to what her own record has been. Back in 1992, if you recall, she paid for a number of private detectives who went around investigating the women with whom Bill Clinton was linked, not to get them to stop it, not to punish and confront Bill, but to stop them from telling the media their stories on threat of blackmail. And when she became Secretary of State, the Wikileaks from the State Department indicate that she sent a message to all U.S. diplomatic personnel, particularly those in the United Nations, saying that they had to try to get information on foreign representatives and leaders, which would include their biometric data, their passwords on the internet, their DNA, if possible, their phone numbers, their addresses, the whole bit. A very intrusive kind of effort. She even asked for iris scans if they could do it. And a year later, she wrote a letter to the ambassador to Argentina by the United States, asking him to collect information about Cristina Kirchner, who'd become the president of Argentina, to find out what medication she was taking, how she handled having a relationship with her husband and being active in politics, and asked for some very personal information from our embassy to snoop on Kirchner. So with this history, with this background, Hillary Clinton should be in the spotlight for the scandal of wiretapping foreign leaders. Obviously, you could not do that without telling the Secretary of State, and she would have gotten the transcripts of what went on. So this scandal should not pass over, leaving Hillary untouched. Thanks for watching.